A lot of you guys enjoyed our history on the NFL and did ask for history on the NBA. So we found the exact same channel doing the exact same video for the NBA before we get into it.
Make sure you smash the subscribe and follow button high up this video.
That's it. Let's go.
This is what basketball looked like a century ago.
Oh my God.
And here's what it looks like now.
What was that?
This is what basketball looked like a century ago.
Why do you throw it like that?
And here's what it...
That looked like NFL. Like, you know when they go down and they pass it
That
back?
looks like rugby.
Yeah, what the?
It looks like now.
Mind-boggling.
So,
Yeah, rugby,
how did we
NFL.
get here? Well, it all started when a teacher named James Naismith wanted to make a fun game for his students. And boom, just like that, we got basketball. But at first,
Nice.
the game was complete garbage. I mean, they played with soccer balls and used wooden baskets as hoops. Yeah, it was literally basketball. And they couldn't even dribble. But the game quickly evolved. And by 1906, metal rims were introduced. They finally allowed dribbling, thank God. And the very first professional basketball league was formed, the NBL. 12 years later,
I was just going to say, what was NBA existed back then, so NBL's a different version.
Stood for.
We're going to find out.
was created, called the BAA, creating teams like the Celtics, the Lakers, the Knicks,
Oh my
and the
God, they
Warriors.
existed back
and
then.
by 1949, basketball was getting so popular that the BAA and the NBL were like, let's do it. So they merged, creating the NBA.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
despite being the #1 basketball league in the
Guys, what did the NBL stand for, though? You didn't cover that. Let us know.
world, most players in the NBA still had day jobs, like Norman Glick, who worked as a plumber. I'm not kidding. But in 1956, one of the greatest players of all time made his NBA debut, Celtics legend Bill Russell.
Bill
Russell,
He was
we
so
heard
good
about
that
him.
he won a championship in his first season and 10 more throughout his career.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 championships. The Celtics dominated the league for 13 years straight. But in 1959, Bill's biggest rival joined the league, Wilt Chamberlain. Man who could bench 500
So it makes
pounds,
sense.
sleep with 20,000 women, and
Oh my
score
God.
100 points in a single game, a record he still holds to this day. By the way, none of those things were ever recorded on camera, so there's a bit of debate on whether
You know the Wilt Chamberlain, the
100 point.
100 point. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't recorded on camera? Not
Why
not a trick
wasn't
question.
Why wasn't it recorded on camera?
I think they lacked like stuff. I appreciate the sub, Leroy, your star, man. Maybe they lacked the tech. Like, I don't know. Maybe just that specific game didn't have cameras. They obviously had cameras at the time. Even the black and white cameras were running, but that game wasn't
But
recorded.
coincidentally, they didn't have cameras on his 100-point game night.
Yeah, it's very weird. But what I will say is there was a video reacted to where they were commentating the game on the radio, and I'm not gonna lie, the commentator's reaction, I don't know, it felt very genuine. Like he was screaming, like it just felt real. But who knows?
What did they say? I don't remember. The commentator, what did they say?
They were just like commentating the game, and obviously as he was getting closer, he's like, oh, 92 points, whatever. But it just felt like that. It was.
I don't think
it just
he did
felt
100
real.
points. I don't think.
And then when he
did.
did 100 points, like he just went ballistic. I don't
think he done it because coincidentally, his 100-point night, there's no footage.
Let us know what you guys think. I believe it.
I
Facts
think
is
it's
funny
cap.
about it.
Cap.
So everyone's opinion is different. Let us know your opinion.
any of it happened. The next 20 years were a dark era for the NBA. In fact, it was almost the death of it. In 1967, a rival league was formed called the ABA, creating teams like the Spurs, Nuggets, Nets, and Pacers. Two different leagues with over 200 players, completely splitting the basketball fan base. Not only that, but 70% of NBA players were addicted to drugs, which was a big no-no.
Oh my
by
God.
1978, the NBA was down so bad, even most of the finals weren't aired on TV. Nobody cared about the NBA. But right before...
So they didn't air much then as well. And a chat saying some games were aired, some just wasn't. It's just the way it was.
Yeah, but now my question is, how come the commentators didn't say, oh my gosh, 100 points?
They did.
Did they?
That's what they was going nuts. That's what I'm saying. It felt genuine. When on the video we reacted.
So they
to
actually said 100.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, he scored 100 points. Like they were going crazy, and
I was like, he done
you
it
could
then.
tell. It was, I don't know. I felt like it was real. Like me, I'm all for conspiracy theory, but that radio play that we listened to, you probably don't
I
remember.
think as long as the
Felt genuine.
commentator said, oh my gosh, 100 points.
Yeah, and it was like
then
tracks,
it's real.
like they were going through it.
Yeah,
like, it
okay,
wasn't
cool.
like,
Yeah, he done it then.
yeah, it felt real.
Cap off.
officially going bankrupt, the league
That's why I
was
believe
saved
it.
by two unlikely stars.
Oh, Larry Bird magic, yeah.
This is Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And in 1978, they were the two greatest players
This was
in
a
college
sick
basketball
rivalry.
history that just so happened to be playing at the exact
And a
same
friendship
time.
at the same
These are one of
time.
the
I love it.
greatest rivalries ever. They talked smack, got physical, all while dropping 20 points on each other. It became the hottest thing on TV. I'm talking 40 million viewers for a
Oh
single
my
college
God.
game.
Wow.
Between 1978 and 1979, Bird and Magic officially declared for the league, with Bird going to the Boston Celtics and Magic to the Lakers. Meanwhile, the NBA absorbed the 4 remaining ABA teams, making the NBA the only professional basketball league. And oh yeah, in 1979, they finally added the iconic three-point line. The NBA
Nice.
was suddenly bigger than ever. Hell, the league even started selling players' jerseys for the first time. And it was all led by Bird and Magic. But despite all that, the NBA had no clue what was about to hit them, because there was a kid from North Carolina about to change not only
Jordan.
basketball, but the world forever. In 1982, a 19-year-old college player was averaging 13 points and 4 rebounds. Nothing special, but it was enough to help bring his team, the North Carolina Tar Heels, to the NCAA championship. And it was during that game that he made a name for himself, because in the final seconds, with his team down 1, he did this.
18.
Jordan. Big W, man. Sick player.
Michael Jordan was ready to take over the basketball world, and in 1984, when Jordan was drafted by the Chicago Bulls, he instantly became a star, winning Rookie of the Year, and looking like he'd be the face of the game for years to come. But at the start of his sophomore season, Jordan shattered his foot.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
no.
there was another player coming out of college, ready to take MJ's spot.
KG.
This is Len Bias.
Oh,
Man, the kid
Not
was
heard
so
of him.
good. Scouts were saying he'd for sure be better than MJ. He was bigger, stronger, and a better rebounder. And in 1986, he was drafted by the Boston Celtics, a team that still had legends like Larry Bird, Bill Walton, and Danny Ainge. But just 2 days later, the NBA was hit with one of their worst tragedies.
Local success story took a tragic turn this morning. Len Bias, the Maryland University basketball star on his way to becoming a world champion Boston
He died?
Celtic, died of an apparent heart attack
No
today at Wheeling Memorial Hospital in
way.
Prince
Oh,
George's
that's
County.
sad.
He died of
R.I.P.
heart failure because he used cocaine. The medical examiner said the cocaine in Bias's body was virtually pure, while most found in Maryland is 60% diluted. He said Bias inhaled the powder. Within seconds, it was absorbed into the blood and quickly interrupted the electrical activity in his brain, and that produced an irregular heartbeat.
Guys, I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but try and stay away from drugs.
Just stay away from it, man. It's
Yeah,
not good for you.
That gambling, the typical stuff, like
Yeah, it's not
Len
good for you.
Bias
ruined so many
tragically
lives.
passed away, and with that, brought an end to the Celtics dynasty. But there was another dynasty right around the corner.
So imagine if he didn't die.
Yeah, because he was like
Him
rated
and MJ would have had they would have been the rivalry.
of the same way Magic.
Yeah.
And,
And same like
Bird.
Wilt Chamberlain and was it
Kareem.
yeah. They would have been that generation rivalry.
But then obviously the
Yeah.
tragic event. That's so sad.
A few months later, Michael Jordan returned from injury and literally became the most famous person in the world. He won 3 championships in a row with the Bulls, released the most iconic shoes of all time, the Jordan 1s, and he was so famous, you could recognize an outline of
The
it.
logo is sick.
Everyone wanted to be like Mike.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it got
there we go.
worldwide attention. By 1992, the NBA started playing games in countries like China, Germany, and Russia. And for the first time ever, you had legends like Bird, Magic, and Jordan all playing for the USA Olympic team, forming the Dream Team, aka the greatest sports team ever assembled. At this point, basketball and the NBA was at its peak. It was so big, the league even added 2 teams to Canada, but it was all short-lived.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father.
Ah.
Worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, victim of an apparent murder.
Jordan was devastated, and being unable to cope with the pain, he officially retired from the NBA in 1993. This left a massive hole in the league, and the Houston Rockets tried to fill it, even winning back-to-back championships. But it just wasn't MJ. So only 2 years after retiring, MJ shocked the world with two of the most iconic words in NBA history: "I'm back." But when Jordan returned, he would meet the Black Mamba for the first time. And that's only one of the 8 sections coming up. After a word from our sponsor, Morgan will gotta get back to MJ, cause with the words "I'm back," he made his return to the NBA, where he and the Bulls went on to dominate the league again, winning 3 more championships in a row, including one on Father's Day, where MJ dedicated the win to his dad. It was truly beautiful. But as Jordan's career came to an end, a new era of players were ready to take over. Players like Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Allen Iverson. They all brought something the league had never seen before. AI redefined how you could dribble and move with the ball. Kobe brought his Mamba mentality, while no one could contain Shaq's size.
The Rhino.
Changes went beyond just the court. By the early 2000s, you saw more players with tattoos. They were wearing chains and jewelry. The league had gotten a complete makeover.
The league got swag. They started getting that rapper swag into the league.
Yeah.
Fair.
First they looked like CEOs, like with the suits and everything.
Yeah, they were coming in suits.
Then they started looking like rap stars.
Yeah.
They got the money. Why not?
They got it. They started getting the chains and that.
By the year 2003, Shaq and Kobe were dominating the league. They teamed up on the Lakers, and it won 3 championships in a row. It was a thing of beauty.
He's holding like a baby.
Until their relationship fell apart. Kobe thought Shaq was being a lazy fat ass, and Shaq thought Kobe was mean. So the two ended up hating each other.
Easy way to summarize their beef.
On a much bigger story. See, there was a player in high school that was more famous than any NBA player. A player that was part Magic Johnson, part MJ, and part superhuman. I'm talking about LeBron James.
LeBron James.
The most exciting prospect basketball had ever seen. I mean, if the league accepted high schoolers, he would have been playing in the NBA at 16. He was that good. And in the 2003 draft, he was selected by his hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, ready to claim his crown as the king of the NBA. But while everyone had their eyes on LeBron, something sinister was going on in the background. A referee by the name of Tim Donaghy was rigging games for the Mafia, telling them which teams to put money on. And it wasn't just a single game, or even one series. He was rigging games for 4 years straight. Tim was literally changing the history of the NBA with each game he reffed. But eventually, the FBI got involved. A 2-year investigation was conducted, and Tim went to jail for 11 months.
Is that it?
11 months for rigging the game for the Mafia. The amount of money they probably made and generated.
You know what? I'm going to go join, become a referee. Buy a CL for 11 months.
We know what Fats will be doing. Right, 11 months and he made like millions.
Guys, let me know if you want to win. Okay, I'll swear out for you.
But the 2000s weren't all bad. In 2007, the league saw the beginning of the super team era in the Boston Celtics, made up of 3 NBA legends: Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett,
this was
and Paul
good.
Pierce.
Sick
and
team.
I know there were other super teams over the years. The 82 Sixers, the 96 Bulls, hell, even the 2003 Lakers. But for the first time in NBA history, teams were intentionally trading for 3 superstars to try and win it all. And in 2010, the Miami Heat pulled off the greatest super team the NBA had ever seen: Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron. I mean, they were so good, they made it all the way to the finals in their first year. By 2011, the league had hit one of its lowest points, going into a complete lockout. Basically, team owners wanted to pay their players less. Players said hell no, and the NBA shut down. So with nothing to do
Guys, I've got a question, and I need to know the answer. So, NFL is bigger and more viewed than NBA in America. That's fact. It's not it's numbers statistically. But NBA players make a lot more money than NFL players. Why is that?
I think I asked this question last time, and I think majority of the answer was because NBA played more games.
Yeah, some people said that NBA players have a lot more games, so that, like, the pay per game is actually less. But guys, is that the only reason? Like, what? Like, to me, as a numbers man, it just makes sense that if you're bringing more viewership, you should be paid more. So it's quite surprising that they get paid a lot more. But then again, they are playing more games. So I guess...
fair enough, if NBA has 12 people on each side. No, wait.
No, five team. Well, 5 starters. Obviously, you got a bench as well. NFL is 11, similar to football in the UK.
But they get more viewership. So wouldn't the money make
more
up
money
for
generated?
It? Yeah.
It should cover it. This is it. So
and it's more physical.
Guys, other than the reason we just mentioned about the games, is there any other clear reasons why that makes sense? Because I'd love to know all the reasons, not just one.
All day, stars like LeBron and KD went and dominated in local gyms. Some players like J.R. Smith went overseas to play, while others were forced to literally find a normal job. No one knew if this was the end of the NBA. But finally, after 161 days, everyone came to a new agreement. And this marked the beginning of the absolutely ridiculous NBA contracts we see today. I mean, dudes like Timothy Mozgov, who averaged 6 points a game, signed a $65 million contract.
I'm telling you, Fats could average 5-6 points a game. So if Fats can't,
no,
got 1 point
honey,
a game.
No, honey, you go be NBA player, okay? My honey is strong and smart and everything.
Listen,
I will be the
cheerleader.
No, not cheerleader, mascot.
Bro, 65 mil to average 6 points a game. I'll start training from today.
Yeah. I will be an amazing mascot. Everybody will love me.
That is great.
While stars like Kevin Durant were signing contracts for over $160 million.
That makes sense. He's a legendary player.
Russell got paid at the height of his career was $100 grand per year.
That's how it was.
Is only
but that's years ago.
$975,000 in today's money. With the NBA finally back, LeBron lived it up in Miami, going to 4 straight finals, winning 2 of them. Basketball was witnessing a new GOAT emerge, and the NBA was in the midst of its LeBron era. By 2014, LeBron returned to Cleveland, ready to win his hometown a ring, thinking it was going to be an endless flow of championships. But, there was a team in the Bay Area with a player named Steph Curry.
This is where things went left.
Forever. Steph Curry could shoot the ball from anywhere, and I mean anywhere. The league had never seen anything like it. 3-point shots used to just be, a normal part of the game, but now we saw Steph Curry making it the #1 option, from hitting more threes than any player in NBA history to taking home the MVP award that year and winning the 2015 NBA Finals. He broke boundaries and changed the way the league viewed shooting. So other teams started shooting threes like crazy, trying to find their own Steph Curry. But there was a problem. The dude was one of a kind. So from 2015 to 2018, it was the king of the league versus the greatest shooter of all time. And it made for some of the most memorable playoff series ever. Like in 2016,
Your favorite
LeBron and the Cavs were down 3-1 to the Warriors in the finals. But somehow they came back and won it all, making it LeBron's greatest accomplishment. Meanwhile, international players started invading the league, like Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic, who account for the last 5 MVPs from 2019 to 2023. Suddenly, the league's best players weren't even American. It was like nothing the league had ever seen before. But when nobody saw coming was a worldwide pandemic.
Everyone talks about Rudy in this because apparently, like when they announced COVID, obviously some people didn't take it seriously. And he was like, apparently he was feeling ill and he was touching everything as a joke. But COVID ended up being COVID, right? So it's not a joke. So is that what happened, guys? Or is there a bit more to that story? Because that's what I kind of gathered from you guys' comments and stuff.
A dangerous virus is spreading rapidly in China, and U.S. officials are very worried that it could come here.
Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S.
If I show up to an arena and ain't no fans in there, I ain't playing.
The NBA
said it straight.
is suspending the season.
See, the NBA was forced to completely shut down for 4 months. Luckily, though, the league was trying to cook up a plan to bring basketball back, and what they came up with seemed insane at first, because the NBA invited teams to Disney World, where they would come and play out the rest of the season while being stuck inside a bubble for 3 months.
So that's why they call LeBron's ring the Mickey Mouse ring, or whatever the hell they call it. Because it was in Disney World, but they're clowning him at the same time.
Yeah.
Bit peak.
They couldn't leave, they couldn't bring anyone in, they couldn't even order food from outside restaurants. It was rough. But LeBron got his 4th ring out of it, and nobody got sick. By 2021, COVID was still around, but the fans were back. And we got to see one of the weirdest seasons ever. The Nets lost in the playoffs because KD's foot was too big. LeBron got eliminated in the first round for the first time in his career, and the Bucks won their first championship since 1971. In
I
the
like Yass. I like Yass.
2022-23 season, we got to see a legendary Celtics vs. Warriors finals, where Steph took home his 4th ring. But I think it's more important to talk about where we are today. See, I feel like there's a problem that no one seems to be mentioning. The NBA's most popular players are getting really old, and I think we're about to witness the end of an era. I mean, the typical retirement age for an NBA player is 35.
Imagine that,
Meanwhile,
LeBron's
Jimmy
41.
Butler, James Harden, D. Rose, and Westbrook are all 34. Steph and KD are 35, CP3 is 38,
Yeah.
and
Oh
the
my
king of
gosh.
the NBA, LeBron James, is 38 years old
41
too, which
now.
makes him the oldest player in the entire NBA. I mean, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? These dudes are about to retire, and the league is about to look a whole lot different very soon. Because with 30 teams at the moment, the league has plans to expand to 32 teams. And with how much the league's changed already, who knows what we could see in 20 more years.
Guys, do you think the new generation can do what the old generation did with like the stardom effect? You know, Wemby, Ant-Man, all these guys, Ja Morant, you know, do you feel like they got what it takes to take what these legends have done with the sport and kind of continue it and take it further? What's your honest thoughts on that? What do you think, Fats? Do you think they have enough stardom?
No. I
Appreciate
feel
it,
like
honestly.
the players of this generation, they're very unique. So
True.
yeah, that's my opinion.
There we go. You heard it, and I can see why Fat says no. I think they can do it, but it's gonna take a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
There's already talks about a 4-point line, airless basketballs, and Toyota's developing a robot that might even play in the league.
Imagine
This really
that.
is the end of an era and the beginning of something new.
Damn.
Well,
Damn. So that is the history of the NBA, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool indeed.
I think we watched the same one in the NFL, didn't we?
Same
Yeah.
content creator, same everything.
Really
So,
cool. Like
yeah,
it.
Good breakdown.
Yeah.